We're just going to have some fun today playing with this thing, seeing what I like and don't like about it. But being able to change blades, I think would be really, really valuable. It is a cold, windy one out here on the plains today. But this video is not about the weather. I'd like to show you a new toy I got. I think this thing will work really good for an urban get home bag, bug out bag, whatever. I think it's going to be really great in an urban environment. I'm kind of excited to have it out here, even in a rural environment. I think it's going to be something that's going to be handy. So this idea comes from a viewer. So, thanks, Chris. Any good survivalist, outdoorsman, prepper, whatever you want to call them, knows the value of a good folding saw, or a good saw of any sort, but especially a folding saw, right? But it came up in conversation about using reciprocating blades for cutting trees and whatnot. And I did some looking around, and Milwaukee makes a handle for these things. I don't know if other companies do or not. This is the only one I could find locally. It's a little handle that holds your reciprocating blades. This one comes with this reciprocating blade, which is a very fine 18-tooth blade. So this 18-tooth blade is obviously not going to work very well for wood. We're going to try it all out here in a second. So I grabbed one of these cheapo Ace Viper blades. Never heard of them before. I liked it because it was really pointed out here, but it turns out that's a really bad thing, because when you put it in here and close it, it pretty much disappears, and it's really difficult to get a hold of and get it back out of there. And for my welding business, I really like my Diablo blades. This one is a 9-inch blade with an 8 to 10 tooth pitch on it, TPI. Fits in there really nice. Of course, the downside to that long one is you can't fold it up. But the 8 to 10 tooth pitch is really close to what you want for cutting wood. With being able to use these metal blades, you could probably cut down a chain link fence. You could cut through a lot more things in the urban world if you had this metal blade in there. So I want to see if it'll cut wood too. We're just going to have some fun today playing with this thing, seeing what I like and don't like about it. But being able to change blades, I think would be really, really valuable. So I think what we're going to do is play with some of these branches. This big old cottonwood tree fell down, went across this little creek here, and I want to clean it up so I can walk across this thing. So we'll just try out a couple blades and see what happens. Start off with the wood blade, 6 TPI. Do a little play in here. Definitely dried out cottonwood. That's not too bad. I'm going to grab my folding saw and do a comparison. Definitely faster than that other blade. Let's see. We'll go back to this one just for comparison. Oh yeah. Okay. Go to the Diablo one here. Yep, wrong button. There we go. Oh, definitely slower than the folding saw, but pretty nice. Definitely right up there. This blade is definitely pretty cheap. These blades are actually more resistant to, when you push, they don't bend and deform as bad. You don't have to be near as careful with them and making sure you're only pulling. Like if you push, they won't cut, but they don't just bind up instantly and bend like a normal folding saw does. This Diablo blade goes so much better than this Ace blade, and it's a finer tooth. So this Ace thing is just junk. That is way too cheap. Shouldn't have gone with those. I really like this idea. I'm actually very impressed with it. This is my first time playing with this saw, you know, this handle for these reciprocator blades. I really think if I bought a good pruning blade or something a little better, I think he'd be onto something here. Of course, that's for wood. Like I said, the advantage of getting like that Diablo blade I showed is you can cut metal with that too, which in the city could be really nice. If you got a storm or something, you don't know what you're going to be cutting to get things out of your way. Taking down a fence, or I don't know, maybe an antenna blows across the road or something, falls down across the road, and you need to cut it up to get it out of your way. You know, something like that can definitely happen in a disaster. So having options is really nice. That's why I really like this idea. So I'm sure you'll see this idea in future videos, surely. It's kind of one of those things that I want to play with for a few months before I really say, yeah, this is a good idea or a bad idea. You know, I'm just pulling it out of the box today is all I'm doing, so I can't really give you much feedback. But my first impression is this is definitely something worth having in your go bag or your get home bag or whatever, put in your car, that kind of thing. That works. Well, if you had to, you could. Obviously, there are better ways to cut metal, but I think in a emergency situation, this is definitely worth having.